Welcome and thank you for following us. I bring you greetings from Steady Growth Academy. Together, this word of life will continue to make the desired impact in our quest to unlock potentials. Last time we discussed preparation and the courage to take that step. It is important to physically and spiritually be ready to start and adequate foundation laid. So today, we will take a look at foundation. I am your friend, Dr. Oilofo Tabo Uchenna. Foundation is the beginning of anything. It is that substructure that subdues the load and defines the shape of the subject matter. It is so important that if not well done, the structure collapses immediately or in the near future. The extent a foundation is expected to last or the load it will carry is directly proportional to the global commitment that foundation receives. Where and how you want to set up the structure may not matter. It may be sandy, it may be loamy, it may be muddy, or any type of soil, but must respond to that demand of that soil and the environment. It suffices to say that foundation differs in places, strength and cost. The same building or design costs differently at different places and time, depending on the topography, the texture and structure of soil. Some soil need to be removed and replaced with that which can hold the building, or demand more depth, therefore bringing additional cost. Foundation for that our small building in our corners and the skyscrapers that look scattered in the major cities of the world differs from place to place. Foundation does not take time or needs all the attention. It's a place of commitment. The ratio of time allotted to foundation and the rest of the building is highly insignificant, depending on the building. Foundation is also allowed to cure, to be able to take the load that it's housing. My father was an unsolicited supervisor when I was making my small house in the village. He knew the plan was for 5-bedroom duplex. When the activities for the foundation started, he would always call me to report the architect about the depth and the volume of material deployed in the 5-bedroom foundation. Despite my confidence on the contractor or the architect, on his capacity to deliver, I confronted him of the allegation. He smiled and said that he needed that depth because of the soil texture. As said, soil, which is the host of the environment of the foundation, also has its role. That was when I realized what happened to my uncle's house in the 60s. My uncle set out to make a palatial home. At the lintel, the house sank. My uncle was one of the richest and respected men from the east of the Niger. He was the first African manager of ACOA, a good and benevolent man by excellence, who made money at his young age and invested in humanity. It was time to make his mansion. He started initially with a palatial secular 5-story building in the late 50s that could pass for the 8 wonders of the world. Just about the level of the lintel of the first floor, the building sank whole and entire into the Mother Earth. You can still see the lintel half a meter above the ground. The experience was considered a mystery and diabolic because till now, one man and his generation are suspected to be responsible for the sinking of that house through powers. It was so strange that until my encounter with my architect, I shared in the same conclusion. He moved out and started a new one beside the sank building. Instead of secular architecture, he settled for a conventional square or stone house that served his purpose. maybe square is the best shape for that our area. For some soil, shape may also be important. I have never seen such a structure anywhere in the world till date. My father would tell me that the cost of his brother's new building was enough to make the rest of the building. Foundation, environment, and the soil deserve some level of respect and attention. If my uncle did, a lot of savings and time would have been made. Even bickering would have been. At times, foundation is exaggerated to accommodate future expansion. One may not predict what the future holds in demand for us. If the provision is not made for future and the future needs expansion, it will be restricted and more costly, even time consuming. Any foundation short of the required strength is an accident or disaster in waiting. From the above, it is very clear that the reason for any foundation includes sustainability. Foundations are made to ensure that buildings are stable. Foundations are made to ensure that the shape of the building is guaranteed. Foundation is made to carry that load. Foundation is made to absorb shocks. Foundation is made to be ready for any eventuality. Foundation is the strongest and roughest part of the building. It is not beautiful, it is not visible, it is not reckoned with. So it is not time for appreciation for attention seeking. Brethren, the journey of life is not different either. If the foundation of life does not conform to the demands of your quest and potential, journey of life becomes adventure in futility. As one makes his bed, so he lies on it. Life is about give and take. It will never give you what you did not invest. If you are getting going without efforts, check well. Somebody pays the price. Nobody picks things anyhow in the market. If you did, you will pay the price, or somebody must have paid, or you will pay. When we are ready with other factors we have mentioned and treated here, the next thing to do is to lay that foundation that befits the structure you want in life. It is important we lay a solid foundation for our lives and get things start accomplishing. Settling down and commit to learning the skills that will help you enhance yourself. Be it in apprenticeship, be it in coaching, be it in mentoring, be it in studying, you must prepare. Prepare for that foundation. You must prepare. Also, exaggerate our foundations in case of unexpected future expansion by stressing ourselves for the future. Somebody goes to the university just for first degree when he can immediately advance to master's and PhD, or learn a trade in a multi-scale center. He simply choose to limit himself in one, and tomorrow challenges come in the thing that he was in that environment. He can't do it. Shame. Ensure the commitment on practice is equal to your expectation. It is garbage in, garbage out. You don't demand for what you did not pay for. So you must ensure equal commitment in your time of foundation or time of foundation. If you don't do that, you may bring a crack in that building with any small shock. This is the toughest and roughest moment. Subdue challenges by turning it to opportunities. The moment of decision to be or not. If we must give it all it takes during foundation. All it takes. As soon as this period is secured, the foundation is solidly laid. The rest becomes a matter of time. When great people show signs of greatness, you never hear of them again till maturity. Those great athletes pay great price of practice for the result they deliver. You don't wake up to be a professional. You must pay the price. Champions lay solid foundation as Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, we heard of him when he was 12. We never heard of him again until 30. That was why in his first miracle, there was no water, no wine. The disciples didn't know him. But the mother knew that this young man in the house, when we don't have food, he can say, God, let there be food, and there will be food. He would have been manifesting in the family house. That's the confidence the mother had to say, come. Whatever he tells you to do, do it. Whatever he tells you to do, because the mother knows him. So he told them, okay, fill that pot and go and serve. They filled the pot. So champions, they set out for time of practice and learning. When they manifest, you see them. Until Jesus Christ turned water into wine, he was an ordinary person there. He just sat like every other person. When he turned water into wine, Jesus Christ changed automatically. So go and learn to change. Go and learn that foundation. Leave whatever. Some will begin to look for money anyhow. Some won't even learn well. So it is important that whatever you're choosing or you're called to do, go and settle down and give it the attention and the time it requires. No wonder it is written, if the foundation be faulty, what can the righteous do? Righteousness is goof when the foundation is faulty. Patience, time, and resilience must be seriously apportioned to this stage of life for maximum input. Seeing the end at this point is like seeing your beautiful completed edifice even before going to the drawing board, because you have a mental picture of that house you want to live in, what it looks like. Then when the architect comes to design, you have already, this is what I want, and he designed in line with it. So you're seeing your house before even the completion. So you begin to see. What you see should make you lay that foundation that will take you there. It cannot come by any other means. It will come by your commitment to your expectation. The end you see should be an inspiration and impetus that guide and guard your start. Nothing stands without a corresponding foundation. Without a good foundation in the pursuit, life moves in a circle or threatened by disaster. Anything can happen depending on the level of damage. One must take this stage of life very seriously to avoid cracks or eventual collapse. It is not time for noise or showing off. It is the period of unrepentant commitment for that your desire. Brethren, stress yourself now if you want to make abnormal impact. Lay abnormal foundation. Abnormal in terms of quality, superiority. If you want to make a superior impact, lay a superior foundation. The stress and strain in time of foundation is the pleasure and joy of tomorrow. That stress and pain in time of foundation is the pleasure and joy of tomorrow. It is not time for laziness, shortcut, haste, procrastination, distraction, and all those meditating factors capable of bringing a crack or outright collapse in our life in the future. That's why adequate preparation and courage is good. As said, foundation is time commitment. Hardly does the period last too long, so be patient with it. It will just come and go. If you have missed it, there is hope. Start afresh and now, than try to amend later. It will be more inconveniencing, costly, and time-consuming. The foundation you lay today can even carry your generations. What you lay today. Not can, it will carry your generation, because God will tell you, I'll visit you, I bless your generations. If you do that, I will curse. God will say, I will curse. So the behavior of men, the blessings and curse is extended to generation. So the foundation you lay today, you can be sure. Because most people that are roaming the street, and you'll be asking yourself, why is it that this man commits all type of sin? This man does all type of things still work for him. You think he visits native doctor? It may not be. It may be because somebody has paid the price in the past and God made a commitment with somebody. It's a law that God does not play with. When he says, he meant it. If you do this, I will do it for your generation. So when you do, he will affect generations. You see some people, things work for them easily, whatever they do. You think they are very smart? It's not because they are smart or because they've gone to consult anything. It may be because somebody paid that price. Somebody got God into that covenant, and God does not fail. When that man, after his enjoyment, and he causes God to repent his covenant with his father or with his parents, his children will be paying the price. His own children. So he will be known as a bad father, a bad parent. The foundation you lay well today will carry your generation. QED. Otherwise, it can be a cause. It is written that those that build on ordinary sand are like fools. Let us ask ourselves, what foundation am I laying today? For myself? For my family? For the society in general? It is important that we answer these questions. It will help in our day-to-day activity, because it will bring a rethink and moderation into our actions. We all need that solid and worthwhile foundation. It is important that whoever that cometh to me hear my saying and do them. I will show who he is like. He is like that who dug deep and laid foundation on a rock where wind, storm, and others in his vehement nature cannot fail. Thus says the word of the Lord. Because these houses are on a solid rock. So let us lay our foundation on that solid rock, spiritually and physically. God will give us understanding. Thank you again for listening. Kindly follow us on our social media platforms, Steady Growth Academy, where we serve you fresh inspirations designed from heaven to unlock potentials. Kindly send your comments on our social media platforms. You may be lucky this message will not be for you. But what about that your neighbor or loved one or even the stranded around you? God will bless you for extending it to them. Do not discard this message. It is important you bless them with it. I am your friend, Dr. Enofita Agbo Uchenna, bringing you love from Steady Growth Academy.